So I'm a little worried about him. He's very quiet. He seems quite low. I suppose he's just not got enough girls to chivvy around, but hopefully that's going to change tomorrow. I'm going to go to the market and get some hens. I hope he's not sick. It just feels, I mean, I know that you can't tell because we sort of project our own human stuff onto animals, but it seems quite despondent. And she's here, she's in the garden, but they're just not really doing much together. And Ida's here. What was that? Hmm? Hmm? Oh, this looks a bit like gapeworm, but he's not really gaping much. Oh dear. It's good, isn't it? I went to stroke him. I got quite close, and then he ran away. He just needed a bit of a chivvy up. Right, I'm going to swap you. I've been GoProing with using the GoPro on the clouds. I'm going to swap you over now. Take this off. I have to put you down a minute. I wish I could get a bit closer. As you can see, I can't get any closer. I was going to get, when we go to the market tomorrow, I was going to come back with paella. I'm going to go to the fish stall and see if I can get some sea bass. But I was going to, you know, they in the markets here, they make those great big pans of paella. I was going to come back with some of that, but actually I saw a nice big paella in Leclerc this afternoon. I bought one of those because it's easier. I haven't got to carry it then. So that's in the fridge for tomorrow, and we'll have sea bass if I can buy some. I'm sure I can get some sea bass. We'll have sea bass on Sunday. We bought back some sushi, but it wasn't very nice. It was too much rice. I had half of it, and it was like it's just a lot of stodge. So I'm not. I think Mark had his, and I'm hopeful that he'll eat the rest of mine tomorrow because I don't think I can. It wasn't as nice as sushi should be. So he's wandering around with her a bit now. It's just so quiet. It's like he's not got enough people to keep under control. It'll be much better when we've got some more hens. I don't know how long we'll be before we can let them all out. Got to work out how we're going to accommodate them so that they're not so they can't get at each other, because there'll be a bit of pecking order stuff. But yeah, we're probably going to get 3 or 4. I want 4. Mark wants 3. I normally win, so it'll probably be 4. And they're going to get marrons, I think, if there are any marrons, because they dark eggs, and it's a long time since we've had dark eggs. So I think that's what we'll do. Yeah. So I'm a bit excited. It's a long time since we got up and gone to the market. We used to get up quite early, go to the market. There's a van there that sells Vietnamese snacky food, and we used to get some of that and have that with coffee in the morning. Won't be doing that tomorrow because we don't eat in the morning now. But yeah, we used to go to the market quite a lot, and then as we've aged, we've stopped going, and it's a bit of a flog, really. But I will, yeah, I probably won't film it though. Anyway, that's it from here. On a cool summer's evening. What day is it today? I can't remember what date it is. About the 11th, I think it is. So see you again soon. Thanks for watching. So it's 10:30 on Saturday, and we're just on our way home from the market. We came to the market in Chamonix to buy some hens. We've bought 3 hens. All 3 of them different breeds, just for a change. And they're still youngish, so they won't be laying probably for another 6 weeks or more.
Oh, great.
We have to go back in until he comes out of your way. Cockerel's not very well. I made a vlog last night.
No,
Was he waiting for you to come out?
I don't know what he's doing. The trouble is I was going out and facing that way, but I'm coming on all sides. No, somebody right behind me.
Oh, just pretend you've parked. To turn the engine off and make it look like you've parked. Take your foot off the foot brake, or whatever it is. There. We'll just sit for a bit until they make their minds up. So I made a vlog last night, and but there were bits of it missing because I don't know, I'd forgotten to press the button, so I decided not to publish it. But I've got the cockerel sitting on the patio looking unhappy, and this morning I've gone down and he's wanting your space. That's why he's sitting there. He's not quite clocked that you're coming out this way, and that he's in your way.
Yes,
really. Yeah, cockerel sitting on the patio, not looking very happy, and so you're going to have to go. Oh, it's a woman. Sorry. You're going to have to go back so she can get in here if that's her plan.
Somebody behind me reversing. What are they doing? Oh, thank you.
Stop.
Thank you.
Now, she's just in your way.
Yes.
So move forward and she might go backwards.
She might.
Well, she wants you to go that way. Well, you can't. I'm going this way.
Well, I can reverse up a bit.
Well, this is fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, the cockerel, I went down this morning and I'm going to pause you. So this is why we don't, well, one of the reasons we don't come to the market. It's really, really difficult to park, and it's a bit too much for me to walk, although this morning I got Mark to drop me off in there. And I'm going to pause you again whilst we come out of here. Right, so droopy tail, and he looks like there's something respiratory going on, and I will try and catch him later and just see what's going on. But the problem is when you hold him, or any of the hens, they get stressed, and then they do sound like, you know, they start making respiratory noises. So it's a sort of difficult, and I don't know what I'm going to give him. I've got at home for me, I've got apple cider vinegar in capsules, and apple cider vinegar is something that's recommended for poultry. I've also got diatom, and I've also got what have I got? Some garlic, and I think if I mixed that up, emptied a capsule into some water with a bit of garlic and some whatever else it was I said, I can't remember now, and give that to him, some diatom, that might help. He looks a little bit like he's got gapeworm, but he's not really gaping, but he is, I think he's struggling to breathe actually. I don't think it's gapeworm. So I'm going to do what I can with what I have when I can catch him. Meanwhile, we've got 3 hens in the back. They're all they look to me about 18 weeks. There's a white one which is called Azure, and they pool Azure, so they lay turquoise eggs. We've got a Marin which will lay brown eggs, and I think we've got a cuckoo Marin, and she's sort of different colour to the other cuckoos that he'd got. She's sort of got a copper tint to her, which we thought was nice. So there's going to be quite a lot of nice hens to look at in the garden, along with Mrs. Broody, who for the first time in a month roosted last night. I put them back last night, and she actually got up onto the roost all on her own. It's really sad, that used to have all the others on it. So these hens, when we get them home, we'll you'll see them. I'll make 2 videos and put them together. When we get them home, the plan is to put them in the coop with the door closed, so they've got the run of the coop and the food and the water. And then tonight we'll put them in the cage that Mark put back together again last night, so they can be caged overnight, so they're separate. You're meant to keep them separate really in case of health issues, but the other reason is there'll be a pecking order thing going on. I don't know what the Brahma hen will do with 3 new girls, because I know she's older than them, and I think she'll know she's older than them, and this is my coop. 3 of them might be enough to stop her being bossy. I don't know, although she is the aggressive of the 2 black Brahmas that we had. I don't think he's well, because he's been a bit aggressive with her when we've let them in at night, putting corn down and sort of not being as respectful as he's been in the past. So that might be an indication of him not feeling well. I'm hoping that he's just having a bad molt, because he has been molting, but the tail down this morning is not a good sign. So we went to the fish stall, and I've bought 2 Dorade Royale. Dorade's a nice fish, and I can't remember what it is in English. I always think, and I do think Dora in Finding Nemo is based on it. It's quite a distinct shape, and I think Dora, just keep moving, is named after the Dorade, but in English Dorade is something else, and I can't remember.
I don't think these are going to keep moving.
They're not moving. So we stood, you buy your fish at the fish store. I couldn't film it. I didn't film. I resisted. I really wanted to, because I know that we've not gone to the market. I've not taken you to the market, but it's illegal to film and publish French people, and I don't want to do that. I see lots of other channels doing that, but I won't. I'm not doing that. I have done it before until I knew it was illegal. So I didn't film it, but the fish stall's enormous. Lots of choice on the fish stall, and then you pay for your fish, and then they eviscerate it for you, and clean it out. I scraped it. I didn't quite understand what he wanted. You want me to do this and eviscerate? And I went, we play it, because I didn't know what he was saying, but he meant scrape it, so he gives it a good old scrape with it. Must be a particular tool. There were scales going everywhere, weren't there? We had to keep standing back because the scales were coming off. So there's quite it's difficult to tell when they're laying down on the stool how big they are. So I asked for 2, but 1 would have been enough. So I've got to decide. I think might have those today. Be better to have them fresh today than leave them into the fridge tomorrow. I bought yesterday in Leclerc. We went to Leclerc and I was going to get a paella in the market. Although we were there too early, it wouldn't have been ready anyway. So I bought a ready-made, quite a large paella yesterday in Leclerc, which is in the fridge, which I was going to do today, but I think we'll have that tomorrow, so that we have the fish as fresh as it can be. I've got to come up with a sauce for it. So, I think that's it. I've been bitten on my eyelid, but that hasn't actually, I'm quite lucky really. It is a bit swollen, but it hasn't carried on swelling, so I thought at one point I'd end up with half my eye closed, but it's not too bad. I think that's about it. So what I'll do is I'll stop this here and then do some more filming and add it on so that you see the new chickens. And I might even see if I can piece together some of the bits I made yesterday and decided not to publish, showing the cockerel. Might do a bit of editing like normal people do. So that's it for now, for this bit. This is part 1. Or it might be no, it's part 1. What do you think's in that box, Jazz? What is it? Some babies in there. She caught a mouse this morning indoors and took it out and ate it, which is very unusual. She normally catches mice outside and fetches them in and eats them. I think it was a mouse that she'd brought in previously, having said that. We brought you some new friends. We did. My neighbour sent me, Vincent over the back there, sent me photos this morning of a fox in his garden at 6:30 this morning. I left these, they were hen and cockerel, closed in the run this morning, but I was sort of thinking, well, foxes are early morning visitors or overnight visitors. I think I'm going to let them out now. Just hope the cockerel's okay. He didn't come out. Oh, he's out. He's in that run.
I just curious. Sniffed at the box.
Well, his tail's not so down now as well.
Oh, good.
That's good. I think you're just having a bad molt. Look at the state of you. Eh? Fingers crossed. Okay, right, let's close this. Okay. Release the hens.
Release the kraken. Okay, nobody wants to go out.
No, we're not getting out of there. It's too scary. So that's the azure. I don't know how big she'll be though. They're going to be so small compared to. That's my foot.
Oh, they lay blue eggs.
That's the, yeah. She lays blue eggs. That's the marron. The marron lays brown eggs. And the cuckoo marron, who's to come out. will also lay a coloured egg. It'll be, I don't know, it won't be as dark as the Maran. Yeah. Don't give me any corn.
No?
No, no, no.
What, just as a
They've
welcome?
got lots of scratch. Oh, a little bit then, go on. That'll do. When I say that'll do, you always have to do a bit more.
Well,
You really don't do as you're told.
new chickens.
You don't do as you're told. It's very naughty.
I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to Colin.
What do you think? We don't need that box.
Well, not to stay there as anywhere.
What, forever?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah. So the plan is, tonight, is that we catch them and put them in the cage. Cute. It's exciting, isn't it? Mm. So I don't know what will happen to them once the pecking order kicks in.
It has to happen.
I know, but it'd be a good idea for them to get used to each other with a barrier. She's probably trying to get back in, sort them out. Yeah, she's not happy. So we decided that it would be nice to have a bit of variety rather than all the same. I was just going to get all Marans. I thought, well, actually a bit of variety is nice. And I'm quite excited. I was disappointed not to get battery hens, because it's really sort of lovely to be able to, sort of give them a life after they haven't had a life. But I kept advertising and kept checking for a month. Meanwhile, she was broody, and the cockerel, I think, may have been going downhill along with molting, and her broody, he just is not stimulated. So actually having more hens will give him a bit of stimulation. So I'm going to leave them now. Leave them to settle in, although they don't look at all bothered, do they? They're quite happy. Bit of corn, bit of scratching to do. I don't know what sort of environment they've been brought up in. It's the same. It was the same man that we've been buying from in the past. We haven't bought from the market for a long time. When we first had chickens, we bought from the market, but we haven't bought from the market for a long time. But it's the same man, so there we go. There. Oh, you've got more chickens in there, can you hear them? Alright. Yeah, definitely going to dose him up tonight. I don't know, yeah, just even with the diatom, if he's got a problem with worms or gapeworm, he's just not gaping, but that whole lifting his head slightly and slightly opening his beak is a sign of a breathing issue.